Bears Now by Chat Sports is sponsored by Hexclad. Looking to upgrade your kitchenware? Well, look no further than Hexclad. I mean, look how nice these pans are. They have pots, the full arsenal. Get 10% off with promo code chat at hexclad.com. Diving right into this mailbag video, Miles says, should UDFA quarterback Tyson Bagent make the 53-man roster? I don't think we're there, Miles, in terms of him making the 53, but I do think he's standing out. I think he's had some good practices with limited reps, obviously, mostly working as the fourth quarterback. But when he got in there against Tennessee, he went 4 for 5, 37 yards, rating of almost 100. Thought he made two really nice throws. He had a bootleg to the left where right-handed quarterback rolling to his left. It's not easy to throw that way. And on a little 8 or 9 yard crosser, put it right on the front hip. It was good coverage, threw it to a perfect spot for a completion. And then he threw on a fourth down play where they went for it, just kind of a slot go ball to, I think, Darius Fountain for about a 20-yard completion. Those were good throws. And listen, this guy was setting records at Division II Shepherd. So I think this is one of those guys you would like to keep around and develop. And look, based on the Bears depth chart, Nathan Peterman's been QB3, but to me, I would rather keep Tyson Bagent around than Nathan Peterman. Now, I'm not necessarily saying on the 53-man roster. Let's make that clear. But say you keep Justin Fields and P.J. Walker, Tyson Bagent as your practice squad quarterback. Like, if you're picking one, I'd rather have Bagent than Peterman. Like, I know Peterman's got this value as a veteran voice, this and that. We're in year 3 with Fields, year 2 in this offense. P.J. Walker can help be that guy. You don't need Nathan Peterman. Like, keep Bagent around. Now, if you want to keep two quarterbacks in the practice squad, fine. But I think you should always have a young quarterback that you're trying to develop as a non-starter, like in addition to your starter, if that makes sense. And I think Bagent has enough arm talent that he's worthwhile keeping in the building. And hopefully if they cut him, no other team picks him up for the active roster and you can get him back to the practice squad. Which brings me to this question. Maybe you don't think that's even worth the risk. Maybe you would just put him on the 53. Would you put Tyson Bagent on the 53-man roster? Type Y for yes, or type P if you'd rather get him on the practice squad. More questions here. The intern of war. If the Bears have a chance to draft Marvin Harrison and all the receivers were good, do you move on from Claypool or Mooney to save money and get the rookie at a more manageable contract? Yeah, I mean, that's certainly possible, right? Like, the best case scenario is Mooney and Claypool are both awesome, and you for sure extend one and you either tag the other or maybe you tag and trade the other one. If they're both good, I don't think you would just let one walk. I think you would utilize that franchise tag. But, yeah, that's certainly a possibility, right? Like maybe you tag and trade Claypool because Marvin Harrison also has good size. You bring him in and go from there. So, yeah, I definitely think that scenario is at play. Got to see how it plays out. Dustin Reingart, now that training camp is finishing up and we've seen a little bit, 1 + 2 = 6, over under 10.5 wins. I'm banging the over. Well, producer Rolly's in the building. And Rolly, I know you placed a couple of wagers when you were back home in New York. Did you place any Bears wagers?
I did not place any Bears wagers, unfortunately. 10.5 is a lot.
The over-under is 7.5, and I would take the over on
I
that.
could see them definitely getting – I would bang the over on 7.5.
Yes.
I could see them getting 10, but
11
is pretty risky.
That's a little rich for me right now. I'm somewhere between 8 and 10. So I think the over-under 7.5, I would hammer the over, but we'll see. We'll see. I like where this team's trending. From Jason, with the play of Ja'Tyre Carter this past weekend, could the Bears look to save money and cut Lucas Patrick? I actually kind of flirted with that idea on the 53-man roster projection video I put out on the channel. Full disclosure, I did have Patrick making it. Go check out that video if you haven't. But I do think that with Carter's emergence, you could opt to cut Lucas Patrick, and maybe then you keep Doug Kramer as a young developmental center behind Cody Whitehair, because cutting Patrick can save a few $1,000,000. So I like what Ja'Tyre Carter's doing. Also, Alex Leatherwood has held his own at left guard, so you could keep both of them as your backup guards and then go with Kramer as the backup center if you wanted to. I think this team values Lucas Patrick's versatility and leadership, but he's not going to start, and if you feel good about some other backups, maybe you just save the money. Philip Charles, do you think this rookie class is capable of reaching the success of last year's Jets rookie class? I mean, last year, the Jets had what? Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner. I mean, I don't want to overreact, but there's a scenario where they're both in the Hall of Fame one day. So we got a long way to go to see that, even if the rest of that Jets class does nothing. But could you get good volume and good production out of 6 to 8 of these guys? I think so. I think that's very much a possibility. But I think we got to see some games come and go first before we make any major declarations like that. All right, guys, let's talk about your kitchen, as today's show is sponsored by Hexclad. They have revolutionized the cookware industry with a hybrid pan that gives you all of the convenience and cleanup of nonstick, the versatility of your grandma's cast iron, and a lifetime warranty just in case you find a way to destroy them, which I doubt you will because these things are rock solid. Promo code chat at hexclad.com/chat is going to get you 10% off at checkout. These pots and pans really check off every single box when you're picking your cookware. They're metal utensil safe, dishwasher safe, oven safe up to 500 degrees. So if you're big on searing your meat, you can crank it on up there and no worries whatsoever. Celebrity chef Gordon Ramsay says this about Hexclad: the sear I can get with these pans is incredible. Absolutely no stick. The temperature control is utter perfection, and the cleanup is effortless. I love using Hexclad at home, and he makes a good point too, right? Like, it's awesome when you cook a good meal, but then like you're full and you don't feel like spending a lot of time cleaning, and then all this residue is stuck to your pans. Not with Hexclad. 10% off, promo code chat at hexclad.com. Score points at home with these pots and pans too, because they're absolutely gorgeous. They're rock solid, and your food's going to taste good, and it's going to look good in the same process. I showed you guys the pan earlier. I mean, this thing is just sick, man. It's just absolutely fantastic. 10% off with code chat at hexclad.com. Go check that link and comments in the description and comments of this video. Came with the super chat. He says, new nickname alert for JF1, Windy City Warrior. I like it. I threw out Ferrari Fields last year, and I got met with mixed results, but, we'll see. We'll see what we can cook up this year with Hexclad. James Harrison, I need help. A friend of mine is convinced that Fields will only ever be a highlight QB. Help me change his mind. He probably watched Colin Cowherd call him a YouTube quarterback. Look, I mean, he's got to be more consistent. There's no doubt. But this is the first year, in my opinion, where you can have a full evaluation. I'm not saying any of the last 2 years. I'm not saying the last 2 years don't count at all. But year one, Matt Nagy, they drafted him and gave him literally, I'm not joking, 0 reps at training camp with the starters. 0. Andy Dalton gets hurt week 2, and you throw him in there, and it's just a disaster. And then year 2, Ryan Poles commits to a full rebuild, which I fully supported, but he did not have adequate pieces around him, and he had to learn a new complex offense. So now, year 2 of the offense, DJ Moore, competent offensive line, more weapons. This is when you get the full evaluation. If we still have major questions after this year, then yeah, it's going to be a different conversation. The Gabo, could the Bears get Nick Bosa next year? I still think the Niners get that deal done. Like, they'd be crazy to not keep him around. Now, I guess they could just let this year play out and then franchise tag him. But even then, like, they're not letting him hit the open market. So I would be shocked. And if you did get him, that means Ryan Poles probably traded both his first-round picks to get him, which might be worth it for Nick Bosa, but I still don't see that happening. Tito with the 10. What's up, Tito? Appreciate it. I'll say it again. Lewis needs to start. He got his get-off at Bend, and Bend is insane. Double-digit sacks. Also, who's the top 5 O-lineman in the draft next year, because we need one? Hard to rip off 5 right now, but there's that tackle for Penn State, Olu Ashanu, whatever his name is. He's a stud. Kansas State has a really good guard. Connor Beebe, I think is his name. Cooper Beebe, it's something like that. There's other guys that will emerge as well, but yeah, I think, offensive line, defensive line, a couple positions that the Bears could be looking at in the draft next year. If you want draft coverage, we'll get to it eventually, but also we have watch parties coming up. We have news, rumors, more videos to come here on this channel, and we're pretty much publishing 2 videos per day, at least 4 or 5 days a week, with a guarantee of at least 1 video per day. That's our promise to you, so hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications. It's 100% free. What do you have to lose? Brian with the 10. So Roley sent negative vibes regarding the Bears-Packers opener. Has he changed his mind, or is he still thinking it would be hilarious if the Packers win? Roley, you have the floor.
I will stand by saying it would be objectively hilarious if the Bears lost to the Packers.
Boo.
I am on record saying, though, the Bears are going to shit pump the Packers in week 1. I just think it would be funny if Aaron Rodgers finally leaves and then Jordan Love wins his first game against the Bears. Listen, I don't want it to happen, but I do think it would be objectively hilarious as someone not actually a Bears fan.
You find it funny, I would be in shambles. Timothy Smith, if we end up with the top 5 pick and Marvin Harrison is available, do we get him? Potentially. I mean, it depends on a lot of things. How do the receivers play this year? Do you re-sign Darnell Mooney and or Chase Claypool? Do you need a clear number 2? Do you just want to go all in at that position and go DJ Moore, Marvin Harrison, and maybe Darnell Mooney in the slot? I mean, yeah, if you have a top 5 pick, he's definitely in the conversation. Tedros, how are you going to feel if Anthony Richardson dices up the defense the whole first quarter? Are Yannick and Tremaine playing? Not sure on the 2 guys if they're going to play on Saturday or not. But, yeah, like, it wouldn't be awesome if Richardson had his way. But it's preseason. Offenses aren't showing a lot. Defenses aren't showing a lot. You know, it's unpredictable. I thought Richardson did some good. He had a really bad pick in the preseason opener. So he's a rookie quarterback. I could see him flashing both ways. But he's going to start this year, so the expectations are high. Richie Rich here. Since when do air yards matter? LMAO. Glad to see Fields having playmakers around him. Doesn't have to do everything himself. Hot take, JF1, most improved player of 2023. Let me just, and you know, I've kind of just decided not to do this as a show because I don't think 3 passes in a preseason game are really that much worth evaluating, to be honest with you. But let me just say this. Last year, what was the conversation around the Bears offense? Oh, Justin Fields, he's electric as a runner, and he throws the ball really well downfield, but he doesn't have enough weapons. This year, you get him weapons. He dumps off a couple of passes that go for big yardage. Oh, he's got negative air yards. I mean, he sucks. You can't have it both ways. Like, now, should the throw to DJ Moore have been on the front hip? Yeah, it was behind him. It wasn't a very good throw, but that's why you go get DJ Moore, right? Like, the whole point of the moves the Bears have made this offseason is you don't need or shouldn't even expect your quarterback to do everything. So let's get more to evaluate. 3 throws in a preseason opener, like, who cares? I don't think it's that consequential. You guys know the motto, FGB. Week 1 is closing in. FGB. FGB. I can't wait. I know some of you guys can't as well. Let's get the FGBs rocking in the comment section. Brian with the 20. Appreciate it. Why would we keep Velus Jones? I understand you don't want to give up on a 3rd-round pick, but I cannot see anyone being comfortable with him returning punts. Does he make the 53? I think for now he's still on the right side of the 53, but I'm with you. I don't trust him as a punt returner. I said this the other day. I'll say it again. I don't care if he catches 10 straight punts the rest of the preseason and has some good returns, we're still going to be nervous as hell when he goes back there the first time against the Packers. Like, and when you feel that way as a fan, you know the staff has concerns. I don't know if it can be rectified as a punt returner. Now, can he have enough value as a kick returner and gadget player on offense? I think that's still possible. But, yeah, the arrow is not pointing up for Velus Jones. Jamin Montague, as of right now, what are positions of need for next offseason? Looking ahead. I would probably still say pass rusher more than anything else. I mean, Yannick Ngakoue is on a 1-year deal. I think in a perfect world he plays well and you give him like a 2-year extension. But as of now, that's not the case. Travis Gibson's in the final year of his deal. He may not even make the team. I hope he does. He played well in the preseason opener. Terrell Smith is on a 1-year deal. So I think defensive end is definitely an area of focus, but a lot of that will play out throughout the course of the season to see what the Bears need to do with their roster. All right, guys, appreciate all the questions. Some really good ones today. Enjoyed the mailbag. If you have more questions, you know where to find me, at HGramNFL on Instagram. Same handle on Twitter, at HGramNFL. Always down to chop up the latest Bears conversations, new convos, non-sports stuff. That's where you find me, at HGramNFL.